Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday, which is also hump day, which means we're halfway through the week, which means today is going to be a great show. I just ruined my entire intro. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts. And today, like every single weekday and on Sundays, we're coming at you live from our studio. Today, we have a packed show for you guys. I am stoked. We're talking about Binance issuing a warning to the U.S. What it means. Will the U.S. fall behind? There is a poll. Make sure to cast your vote. We also have some news on Polygon-matic. We also have news on Sam Bankman-Fried. We also have some news on Celsius, but we're going to discuss all that here in a second. I have to first introduce you to your other co-host. Hello, Robin.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take old, boring, and stale information and package it up in a fun and sexy way. Bitcoin's moving, bro. Bitcoin is moving. Slowly.
It's moving into
the upside. It's getting there. At some point, we're going to cross 23,000, right? It's inevitable, right?
We should, yes. We should.
Very soon? What do you think?
Hopefully.
This week?
Yeah.
By Friday?
Tomorrow.
By the end of the show?
By right now. I think right now we're over 23,000. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, we have a great community here, and so our community likes to throw us money. And Redman, $2 super chat sent just to get the show started.
There you go.
Redman, we appreciate it. Redman, speaking of Redman, he also posted this on Twitter. I thought it was pretty funny. So when she looks through your phone, but all she can find is how to trade 125x without being liquidated, how to convert $100 to $10,000. Is the Bitcoin bottom in? What is a margin call? How to hack Binance? And best way to tell my wife I lost our life savings. That's not funny. So if you want to know how to trade 125x leverage without being liquidated, talk to Sam Bankman-Fried and the people at Alameda. They will tell you exactly how to make that happen. So, yeah, yesterday was Valentine's Day. I know I spoke about I didn't get my wife anything. I did get her something. I went to Walgreens and spent some money, and I bought her.
You went to Walgreens to
They got the chocolates. They got the teddy bears. They have.
The thing is, I know you're telling the truth. That is not even. That's not
Bro,
even.
I don't gotta lie, man. I got nothing to hide. I went to Walgreens. Smith's was packed. Walmart was packed.
Those are your options, right? You had Walmart, a grocery store, and Walgreens,
flowers.
and you literally went with the worst one.
Well, I just told you Walmart was packed. I'm not standing in line. So,
I understand that you're.
It was a line of Salvation Army.
I understand that your lady will love you whether or not you give her a Valentine's Day gift, but just imagine how much more how warm she would feel on the inside, how appreciative she would be. You surprise her with an actual gift for Valentine's Day.
I did.
What was it? Was it a chia pet and like a box of like heart-shaped chocolates for $4.99?
It was one of those. It was one of those.
Palm tree.
One of those copper sleeves for her elbow. Her elbow
copper
hurts.
sleeve.
I'm kidding.
That's bad.
I kid.
So I actually, I saw because being from Virginia, my social media feed is a lot of people from Virginia, and on Valentine's Day, let's just say. It's slim pickings in Virginia. I'll put it that way. So, there's a lot of trees and raccoons, and so
Jimmy said that's grounds for divorce.
Here is that moment you realize your Valentine's Day that your milk has a Valentine's Day date, and you don't. And then in true Virginia fashion, you have when you're single on Valentine's Day, but trying to stay positive. And so this is
that a tire?
That is a hot tub. That is a Virginian hot tub right there.
Wow.
Little Barbies there on the
Interesting.
outside. So.
Is that what you guys do down there in good old Virginia?
Yeah, man.
Atomic Adams got it right. He said Vegas ladies prefer 99-cent store over Walgreens. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. All right. I also want to show something funny. So, we're in this they'll fight you stage, right? Where regulators and the government are fighting us. They're fighting us. They're fighting crypto. And so this is what they look like. The average age of politicians discussing crypto regulation. A dried out worm who barely keep their mouth open, lost all their teeth. All jokes aside, we have people in office that don't understand this technology, don't understand the importance of the technology, what it can do. They're stuck in your ways, right? You know, the old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's true. You try to get these people to understand, they don't understand. All they see is, how is it going to affect me? How is it going to affect the people that are stuffing money into my pocket? And so we need a new wave of politicians, maybe a little on the younger side, who are open and understand technology and can see the future, right? You have people who are on the back nine of their careers, of their lives, who are making decisions for the next 100 years and for our children and our children's children. And so CZ also, or we'll talk about this in a second, but he talked about what's going to happen if we're continue on this path in the US, regulation by enforcement, and blocking out these crypto companies and these stablecoin issuers, what that means for the US dollar and the US markets. And we'll discuss that. But first, we're going to discuss the crypto markets. So Robin, what are we looking like?
Well, got some good news. Bitcoin's at $22,870.
Wow.
And so a little rally in the 24-hour chart. As you can see here, we went from 22.1 all the way up to 22.8. So taking a look at the 1 week, coming out of this little lull we got here. And then on the 1 month, and you can see a little rebound as well. And then the year to date here, you can see where we started the year off at, just a reminder, 16,000. And so very good start to the year. You know, we are in February, so month 2 of the year, and it's looking juicy, bro. I'm feeling excited, man. I think 2023, because what was it, four consecutive quarters, the entire year of 2022 was red, right?
Yep, every single quarter was red.
So it's time for a rebound. Now, how long will it last? How high will we go? That's what we're here for. That's what you got Sin City Crypto for. And so we're going to talk about when the market's going to get overextended. How much room do we got to grow? Because right now the fear and greed index is at 53. It's sitting at a nice neutral level. So we're not overextended. I think we got more room to grow. And I think that 30K is the next stop. First, we got to get to 25K first. But I think we're on our way to 30K. I think that's a realistic price target I'm looking at. Taking a look at the traditional stock markets as well. Kind of flat there. Getting back to some of the other crypto projects and other coins. You have Astar. You ever heard of Astar, by the way?
It's a polka dot parachain.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mina Protocol, big movement, man. This was outside
the whole ZK thing, man.
Yeah, this was outside the top 100. What was it?
Not too long ago.
Yeah, a few months ago. I'd say probably about 3 or 4 months ago. It was outside the top 100. This is
Tell us a little bit about Mina, Robin. I know you're.
So Mina Protocol does ZK rollups. They were like the first front and center one. They had a big ICO came out for them, so they had a lot of press.
They do ZK snarks.
Yeah,
they're the lightest blockchain in the world.
Yeah, they were supposed to. They came out in, was it 2020, and they shot up, man. Let me see here. Look at their price. I think they were as high as like $5 or something, somewhere in there. Yeah, so they got up to about $5. So it came out right after ICO. It did get to about $4 initially. Afterwards, dumped down to 90 cents, and then shot up to $6 pretty much. But realistically, it traded around $4 for most of 2021, and then it is bled off significantly. But this is partnered. Mina Protocol is partnered with Polygon, and then also they're partnered with Ethereum. Polygon is their biggest partnership as far as use case, and so yeah.
And they're the lightest blockchain in the world.
Who was that arguing? What was it? HP? He was always talking about Mina Protocol. What was it? What's the HP? Kadena. Yeah, he's always like, Kadena's going to outperform Mina Protocol. Watch. I'll bet you, I don't know what the hell he bet me, but anyways, HP, I told you so.
I think it was a McRib sandwich. You remember that show where you came in here with 4 McRibs?
Yeah, that was back in the day.
That was terrible.
That was back in the day. So, anyways, yeah, we're really bullish on Mina Protocol. They do have some new upgrades in their roadmap coming out, and so integration to ZK rollups, also with the roadmap updates. So, yeah, lots of stuff in that ecosystem. Big Mina Protocol fan. I'm not sure if it's the best time to get in right now. To be honest with you, I probably would stay away. But wait for a pullback.
Never jump on a moving train, guys.
Yeah. Render tokens also up. Oasis
Network
stacks.
Is dope, man. Yeah. Oasis Network. So they're one of the biggest female-founded projects out there. It was getting a lot of attention back in the last bull market, and that thing's sticking around. It's in the top 100. And I believe the token. Click on it real quick. Let's take a look at the tokenomics real quick.
On Oasis?
Yeah. So Oasis.
You want to look at tokenomics?
Yep. I want to look at
so you got
right there. Scroll down. Circulating supply 5.7 billion, which is it looks like it's about 60% of their max supply that's circulating. So not the best, I guess, but again, it's pretty cool what it does. And like I said, the whole thing with being founded by a woman and led by a woman, I think that
well, that I hang my hat on that. We need more women in space, but I need more than that, bro. I need to know who is it? What lady is it?
It's a good lady.
Yeah,
she's a good.
What are they doing? Anyways, I gotta look at Oasis Network. It's been around for a while, and I don't know too much about it, honestly. So taking a look at not much on the biggest losers either. Everything is pretty much in the green. The only thing down is MakerDAO and Hedera. Hedera did have a pretty good move this week, so just a natural pullback, only down 1%, and Maker is down 2%. So everything other than that, everything else is in the green. So looking good today, man. Looking good. That's all I got.
Wow. Thank you.
Got some new people.
We got some new people here?
Yeah, from all over the...
If you're new, say hello so that way we can drop an whole lot back at you. Now we got... give me a second. Let me get these names pulled up. We got Apples and P North, and then we got Crypto King, and then lastly, Dennis J. Well, he's a member, and then G Nui Brunst. So,
what?
To you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
G Nui Brunst.
Yeah, let's get the like button going. We're gonna open up the club. Was it 300's our new
325?
It's not 320.
It's 325.
It went from 275. 300 is when we opened the club. If you're not familiar with what we're doing there, go back and watch some old stuff. There you go. So,
you got anything else? So that's it.
No, that's all I got.
Let's take a look at the coin market calendar. See what are some of the biggest upcoming events happening. And so just scrolling over, you have the Optimism two-factor authentication. That's going into play on February 21st. Binance is doing a live AMA on the 17th of February. So if you want any questions answered or ask any questions. Also, looks like SHIB will be listed on Binance.us. Also, ETH Denver is happening on the 24th of February through the 5th of March. If you're going to ETH Denver, put a 1 in the chat. Are we going to ETH Denver?
Maybe.
If I continue to scroll, we see Synthetics Network is having their V3 network update. That is happening, not a specific date, but it's happening this month. And then VeChain, they're having a conference in Las Vegas. We're going March 4th.
No,
March 4th in Vegas. Yeah, we got to go to this one. You know what? I'm going to let's see this. Should we go to VeChain?
I mean, if it's in Vegas, we might as well.
The Hive. All right. We're going. All right. Let's take a look at BTC. So I got Bitcoin here pulled up on the 4 hour. This is from Coinbase. And so, if Lifer was here, I feel like he'd be proud because it looks like we're coming up on a massive cup and handle on the 4 hour. Now, this is where we need to start seeing the handle form. If not, we can go up to this 23.2 level and then see that downtrending channel, the handle form. And typically these do break, and you measure the width of the cup. So let's say we this cup and handle played out and we broke out from the width. You're looking at about a 7% rise in Bitcoin, which would put us, if we take the 7% and we just, extrapolate and figure, all right, if the cup starts forming here, what's 7%? You're looking at a $24,200 Bitcoin.
Well, is there such a thing as a left-handed cup here? Because I see the handle on the left side. Huh? Yeah.
No, the handle comes after the cup.
I'm just saying. Is there a left-handed mug here or what?
No, there's no left-handed cup.
Just say it looks like a cup there. I see the handle. It's on the left side. Leave me alone.
Oh, man. Never a dull day with this guy in the studio. I love it. All right. Taking a look. We're throwing the Ichimoku cloud on here. So this is one of my favorite charting techniques I use. This is a Japanese charting technique. It takes 5 moving averages and paints this beautiful picture. Now, it might look confusing, but let me break it down. So you have a few things going on here. You have the green line, which is a lagging indicator. It goes back 26 days and is considered bullish when this is above the price. Doesn't matter if it's above or below the cloud. If it's above price, it is positive. Then you have these clouds forming. Obviously, green is good, red bad, like Robin says. And the cloud acts as support and resistance. This moves 26 days forward. Then you have 2 moving averages here. You have the conversion line and the baseline. Typically, you want to see the conversion line, which is the blue one, trading above the baseline, which is a red one, and which we see now. And you saw a move. So back here, so again, this is on the 4-hour. So this was back yesterday around noon. We came up towards the top of this cloud, got rejected, but blew right through the cloud and expect to form some sort of support on top of this cloud. So expect a retracement to this 22.6 level, and then we should see a move back up. Where we'll go, my bet is we'll definitely make a stop at this 23K, which was support and resistance. And then finally, if we do break above it, you're looking at, if we keep rallying, first stop after that is like 24K and then 30K, like Robin said, 30K is in sight. All right, I want to take a look at Bitcoin fees. So this is compliments of Glassnode. So the whole ordinals thing and, people saying we don't need NFTs on Bitcoin. Well, who's happy is the miners because their fees have gone up. Typically, miner fees have been minuscule compared to their block rewards, but you guys got to remember at some point, and I know it's 100 years in the future, but at some point there will be no more block rewards and it'll all be transaction fees. And so the more utility Bitcoin has, and I understand people say it bogs down the network, but understand this, a Bitcoin block is 4 megabytes. And 99% of the time prior to this ordinals thing, blocks remind they were never full to that capacity, to the 4 megabytes. So with these ordinals, we've seen that number inch up closer to that 4 megabytes. So you're maximizing the potential of a block of Bitcoin. It keeps the miners happy, less selling pressure. And so, yes, does it slow the network down? Yes. But is Bitcoin what Satoshi meant it to be now, peer-to-peer? No. We see it moving more towards a store of value, moving large sums of money, governments holding it on their balance sheets. So what are your thoughts on everything I said, Rob? Do you kind of agree?
I don't know. The ordinals thing, it's so new, and this transaction, more money in the system is beneficial, especially in Bitcoin. And so for the miners, it's good. For the network, it's good. For the Bitcoin maxi, it's bad because you're doing stuff outside of what it's intended to do. And so I don't know. I think it's interesting. I'd like to revisit. I'm just curious to see what this looks like at the run of the next bull market. Is there gonna be multiple NFT projects launching on Bitcoin? Is there going to be a substantial increase to using the Bitcoin network as far as how much you need to pay for each transaction? Because right now, what is it, like $1, $2 for a Bitcoin transaction? Sometimes 5.
Not sure.
Anyways, it fluctuates, but it's never really been over $5 generally. Sometimes it is, but I'm just curious. Are we going to see like massive transactions?
Do you think Bitcoin needs more
Because
utility?
at the same time, you got to remember these NFTs are stored on one Satoshi. And so, I mean, how much data is that in its entirety? I'm not too familiar. I'm not a computer science engineer here, so I don't know exactly how all that works, but it's, it doesn't take up a big chunk of the network, right?
I mean, it bogs down the network. It makes it slower, and it makes the transaction fees higher because more people are requesting their info to be validated.
Yeah, and there's also when you're adding the NFT data onto the Satoshi, basically it's just an address that takes you outside of there and takes you over to a picture, but whatever.
I don't know. Do you think Bitcoin needs more utility?
I don't think it does. Now, whether or not it needs it or whatever, people are going to build on it. People are going to use it. If there's a market that demands for it, it is what it is. That's it. And so that's why I'm curious. I don't know, man. It's not designed to do it. It's not efficient, and it's not ideal. There's chains that have been designed to facilitate this exact need. Throughput, scalability, smart contracts, the storage of metadata. That's what's been built recently with all these other layer ones. Ethereum being the top one, but doesn't necessarily have the low transaction fees, but I think it'll get there.
Robert Sweet Vermouth said Bitcoin NFTs will be huge, game changer.
It's I could see it. I don't think it will be. I think that the chains that do this efficiently will win. Now, whether or not Bitcoin rallies in this sector next bull run, I think that's likely, if not very probable. But at the end of the day, when you look at it in the long term, it's the same thing with like traditional finance. Sure, right now it's convenient to use banks and wire transfers. Like that's what everyone uses. Like it's safe, you know what I mean? Like everyone is trusted. And you can say the same thing about Bitcoin. Like, hey, it's trusted, it's safe, it's secure. And it's just been around the longest. But eventually these other projects are gonna have similar security. They're gonna be just as safe. And they're going to be more scalable, and they're going to be designed for those specific transactions. So if Bitcoin rallies, NFTs on Bitcoin rally next bull run, I think it's a good chance that happens. But it's not going to be the winner. It's not going to be the go-to because it's not designed to do it. It's not fast enough. It's not scalable. It's not.
You know who is the winner? Your TA. People love your TA.
My TA?
Yeah, they said you should write a book, start a course, charge $5. Someone even said you're the Wish.com's version of a TA analyst. So, I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it. The left-handed cup and handle.
Yes.
We're going to ask our next TA specialist that's going to come. What do you think about that? What do you like better, the ascending stairs or the left-handed cup and handle?
As you can see here, there's the EKG heart monitor pattern forming on Bitcoin.
Yes.
Also, we have a lot of seismic activity on the volatility. And
yeah, the seismic activity. So you saw the graphic. I will be on Around the Blockchain today, so make sure to come and support. Also, we've been trying to get a guest on the show, and that is one of the altcoin daily brothers. And they will be on Around the Blockchain with us. We need you guys to go in there, and we need you to spam the chat. When are you coming on Sin City Crypto? We need your help, guys. We're going to get him on. Ain't that right, Big Rob?
Right. You telling our people to go spam somebody else's channel?
No.
That's what
around
you said?
Around the blockchain when we're live.
He's like, go in there and act
when
like
we're
a damn
live,
fool.
and I'm speaking because these content creators on the show, they read the chat.
Why don't you just ask them to come on a show?
But it's more convincing when everyone asks them.
Yeah, just be like, yo, altcoin, can you come on a show?
You leave the
Thank
marketing to me, all right?
Yeah. Instead, he's Rocco. Instead, his marketing plan is
get all.
That's right, baby. We strong as a community. We strong. We can convince anyone to do anything. The next stop is going to be Michael Saylor. We're going to get him on the show. All right.
Spam his headquarters. Everybody.
Yeah, we're taking a trip down to where are they located at again?
Let's camp in his house.
They're located in Vermont, I believe.
Well, he lives
We're going to Vermont.
He lives in Miami, and then he is His company's I don't know where. Vermont?
Delaware, I think.
Josh,
like that.
Josh from the chat said, Gensler is on a rampage. It's really surreal. Why would they want to hold their own country back? Or did they just not want us investing in it? That's a good question, my friend. It seems like Gary Gensler wants to be a martyr.
Yeah. Have you seen his new video?
No, have you?
Yeah, it's right here. It's,
Share it, please.
It's not really. I think it might. I'm trying to figure out if it is for crypto or if it's more blanket, but I feel like it's crypto.
Well, they have been on a crypto rampage lately. So
anyways, here,
Chances
I'll
are,
let you. It's 3 minutes. I don't think I'm gonna watch the whole thing, but
no, why? Well, HR, we got to know this stuff.
So let's see. we got
like the crypt keeper.
we got
I'm so
sound?
Sorry.
Be able to, yeah.
What is a qualified custodian, and what does it have to do with the securities
This is definitely
laws?
on crypto. This is definitely about crypto. 100%.
A qualified custodian. No, not groundskeeper Willie from The Simpsons.
He's writing his
talking
scripts,
about
bro.
a different kind of custodian.
He does.
One that safeguards your assets when you work with an investment advisor. Investment advisors advise investors or funds with literally tens of trillions of dollars of assets under management. They advise mutual funds, hedge funds, pension and retirement funds, endowments, or those robo-advisor apps that you might use. Thus, it's pretty important that when you entrust your assets to an advisor, they don't inappropriately use, lose, or abuse your assets.
Yeah.
That's why we at the SEC have a custody rule. The rule requires that any advisor who can access your funds must use a qualified custodian to protect your
Sean
funds.
Burns has been a member
The thing
for
is,
5
we
months.
haven't updated our custody rule since 2009, just
This is
after
definitely
the
on crypto,
financial
bro.
crisis. And
He's talking about
major
financial
frauds
advisors,
Like
bro.
what
This is,
happened
yeah,
with
wait till the
Bernie
article I read.
the next year, though, in 2010, given these events, Congress gave
All right, I'm done with this.
the SEC greater authority
Good job,
and
Gary.
scope.
Yeah, well, way to
Expand
continue pushing innovation overseas. You know what's funny is if they would just like give some clearway here on this regulation and get people to do things legally in the U.S. and not have to use VPNs. How much money can they make on taxes? How much money can they bring in? Instead, they're pushing everyone to DeFi where there's no KYC, there's no AML, there's no nothing. Good luck trying to do that. Good luck trying to get people's wallet addresses.
Hold on. He does have here, pull it back up. There is a little bit on more on crypto here. Let's see.
To an account with your name on it. These updated rules would better help protect your and groundskeeper Willie's assets with advisors. The rules apply to crypto assets with advisors as well. Thus, that advisor would be required to keep your crypto with a qualified custodian, not on any crypto trading platform based on how they currently operate, but with a qualified custodian. Crypto companies may claim they can take proper custody of your assets, but when these companies fail, something that we've seen time and again, investors' assets often have disappeared or become the property of the failed company. And you as an investor end up
Celsius.
stuck in line at the bankruptcy court. So beware, even if a crypto company claims that they custody your assets, it's not the same as qualified custody. Through our proposed rule, investors would get the time-tested protections and, yes, qualified custodians they deserve. So please weigh in on our
So,
proposal.
what would be a qualified custodian for crypto?
That's the
JP
like I
Morgan.
agree with what he's saying. Qualified, we need to know, we need audits. Where's the money?
There's a good example of this, and it's with the Bitcoin Trust. Right? They
BTC?
they have a custodian, which actually, go figure, is Coinbase. So, Coinbase?
Coinbase Prime or Coinbase Prime Custody?
Yes, one of their
Institution.
different institutions. But I don't know, man. It kind of makes sense. I mean,
It does, but
would
here's
you
the problem. But here's the problem. They're going to make it so hard to be a qualified custodian That's the problem. The issue with, like, everyone wants to know, if I have my money on Coinbase, if I have my money on Kraken or Gemini or whatever, I want to know, what are you doing with my money? Is my money there? Like, I want audits. So I don't think anyone has any issue with that.
So here's an example scenario. You have a bank as an example. Let's just say JP Morgan Chase. They have a department that custodies crypto, and they're audited, let's just say 5 days a week, right? You know, you have your preliminary audit where you just have to show how much you start the day with and end the day with. And then at the end of the month, you have a full breakdown, all assets on hand, right? That's kind of how they do commodities right now for some of these institutions. And I don't know. I mean, would you be in favor of that? And then, hey, for you to operate in the U.S., you're going to take U.S. customers' funds. It needs to be in one of these trusted
banks,
licensed banks, essentially. You know it's going to be banks.
Well, then they would turn into...
That's the thing. You know it's going to be banks. But now let's just say the banks...
Well, they're already banks.
Let's just say that the banks aren't offering any other services, that they're just simply working with Coinbase, with Kraken, with KuCoin. They just simply, in the same way that when your earn programs, or when Voyager had, what was it? What was the bank they were using?
Voyager, Metropolitan
Bank. Same thing. Instead of it being cash assets in a bank, it's crypto assets in a bank. That is an approved list.
But how does that but how does that change what's already there now?
That is transparency.
Well, yeah, I think everyone wants
so the
transparency,
problem
right?
with FTX was that you deposited crypto and then they just were spending it.
Yeah, that should not be allowed. That should be illegal.
So if you have a third-party bank that, hey, I got my crypto on an exchange, let's just say Binance, whatever it is, and then another bank for U.S. customers is custodying it. It doesn't have to be just U.S., but I'm assuming that would be the requirement from the sounds of this. So,
what he's saying in that video sounds good, but the problem is the proposal they're going to do. I just don't trust them. I don't trust them to create a proposal that's fair for market competitiveness, and that's not going to just be swayed to their.
That's what we were talking about yesterday. That's what I was talking about yesterday. Like, let's stop with all of the regulation by enforcement and the suing for every little thing, the staking, the promoting, all of these obscurities. And let's just hold exchanges accountable. I think that's a good start. And I think that it's exchanges, the ones that we know of right now, or the ones that in the form that they are now, not talking about DEXs, but the centralized exchanges, they're going to be around for a while. People want a company that has advertisements that can keep their coins safe, quote unquote. Now, I don't care to use it. I don't care to use it for custodial services, but other people will. And it's a market. It ain't going nowhere. So let's have some transparency. And that's what we're talking about yesterday, man. And so if we're going to have transparency, what other way could you have transparency? Would you trust the audit? Would you trust their own books? Would you trust Binance to send a book to you and be like, this is our Bitcoin?
No.
Exactly. So why not have a third party custody it?
I don't think anyone has any issue with that. That's what Voyager was doing. That's what Coinbase does.
But you were
That's
saying
what
you don't trust the proposal.
No.
This proposal this sounds pretty straightforward. Now, all the other proposals he said and all this other BS and, everything's a security, that's different. But he didn't say securities. He didn't say anything. He just said crypto assets. He says crypto assets, custody crypto assets. So something there, right? Better than what we have.
So, since we're on the topic of crypto custodians and assets, here's the first piece of news we're going to cover. SEC planning new rule change for crypto that makes it harder for hedge funds to work with the industry. So this is sourced from dailyhodl.com. A new proposal from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is reportedly going to make it more challenging for hedge funds to work with the crypto industry. The SEC may advance a proposal that will create difficulties for crypto companies to become, quote, qualified custodians. If the SEC approves a rule proposal, institutional funds that have already made a foray into crypto may have to relocate the investments or face surprise audits along with other complications. So we had Miss Crypto Mom, Hester Pierce. She weighed in on this and she commented, and here are some of the things she said. So my first set of concern is around timing. Comments are due 60 days after publication in the Federal Register, which does not allow the public enough time to analyze all aspects of this proposal, particularly in the light of the already loaded rulemaking docket. Moreover, the proposed implementation period is too short. This will require a lot of work and saying we don't have the time. My second set of concerns is around the proposed rule's workability. The rule would require an advisor to enter into a written agreement with and receive certain assurances from the qualified custodian to make sure the qualified custodian provides certain standard custodial protections when maintaining client assets. Getting custodians to enter into written agreements and provide the required reasonable assurances may be difficult for advisors and costly for clients, right? Third set of concerns is around the proposed approach to crypto custody. By insisting on an asset-neutral approach to custody, we could leave investors in crypto assets more vulnerable to theft or fraud, not less. We run the risk, in the words of the proposing release, of, quote, causing investors to remove their assets from an entity that has developed innovative safeguarding procedures for those assets, possibly putting those assets at greater risk of loss. We are instructed not to worry because these costs would be mitigated to the extent existing qualified custodians develop or acquire innovative safeguarding procedures for these crypto assets. So
what she's saying is she says there's potential for failure for the third party to mess up.
That's
right.
One of her concerns. The other concern is this is being rushed out. It's not given enough time. And I don't know. Do you think these are valid concerns?
Yeah. I mean, hey, you always say it like, these companies have no exposure to crypto. And yet if they're going to be custodying it, are they going to drop the ball? Are going to mess up? Send a bunch of Bitcoin to a wrong address? Send it to a burn address by accident?
Send USDC on the Tron network to an ETH network address, and there's all your money's gone.
Yeah, I mean, we're not just talking about Bitcoin here. This is crypto assets.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. If there's a potential for failure, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong.
But on the back
and especially
end,
somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience.
Is there going to be insurance on your fund? Can you
I would
tap
assume
into the FDIC?
I feel like
don't know.
that. I feel like that. It wouldn't be FDIC. I don't think. But it would be some kind of insurance, probably between the custodial agents. Hey, if I'm going to custody your crypto, hey, if you lose it, X, Y, and Z happens. So, yeah.
Also, she goes on to say, I'm not going to show it, but she goes on to talk about how they're trying to label everything as security and that not everything is a security. This is Hester Pierce. The way this proposal is going to work, 3 out of the 5 have to vote yes at the SEC, the board. So Hester Pierce is on that board. We know this is going to be a no from her. We know Gary's going to be a yes. And so what are the other 3 going to vote? Because you need a majority for this to pass. Then they're going to have a 60-day period where they get feedback from the public, which, they're probably not going to give a crap what we have to say. So which leads me to what the topic and the title of the show is CZ pretty much saying that the US dollar will become obsolete in the world of crypto if the SEC continues.
Yeah. Real quick, I just want the chat's thoughts. Do you want traditional banks custodying your crypto? So let's just imagine you got money on Kraken, you got money on Coinbase, you got money on Binance. Would you want those assets out of their control, even though there is a value on the exchange? You have $1,000 in Binance, but Binance isn't physically holding it, and a third-party bank is holding it. Would you want that? Put a 1 in the chat if you want banks and third parties to custody the crypto that's on exchange, or put a 2 in the chat. You say, leave my damn crypto alone.
And here's what you guys got to understand. What I mentioned Voyager. What Voyager was doing is only your US dollars was being custodied at a bank like Metropolitan Bank. So if you had USDC or any crypto, they were custodying it themselves, right? So what this will essentially do is not only will the US dollars be custodied by a third-party entity like a bank, but all the cryptocurrencies will be as well. So, interesting. All right, let's move on. Binance. Binance CEO, crypto industry will probably move to non-dollar stablecoins, and this would be bad for the U.S. economy, and I'll tell you why. So this is sourced from Cointelegraph. The crypto industry will probably start using euro, yen, or Singapore dollar-based stablecoins in the future, reducing its reliance on the United States dollar-based stablecoins, according to Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, which he's also known as CZ. He was on a Twitter Spaces, and he said, quote, I think given the current pressure and current stances taken by the regulators on the US dollar-based stablecoins, I think that, as you said, the industry will probably move away to non-US dollar-based stablecoins. As a result of this, we will probably see more euro-based or other Japanese yen, Singapore dollar-based stablecoins. So it's actually prompted us to look for more options in different places. CZ said that algorithmic stablecoins may also play a larger role in the crypto ecosystem going forward. Here's the issue. If this happens, okay, let's just take the top 2 stablecoins, right? Tether, USDC, combined over $100 billion market cap, right? So $100 billion of USDT and USDC is circulating. And let's just say 70% of that, of those dollars backed, are backed by US Treasury securities like bonds, bills, and notes. That's $70 billion of liquidity that enters into the bond market, into the treasuries market. And
the
so
U.S. government.
What's up?
The U.S. economy.
Yeah, the government, it's liquidity, right? The Treasury Department issues bonds to raise money to run the government. And people buy those bonds for a couple of reasons. One, because it's considered the only risk-free asset in the world. People believe in the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. And 2, because of issues like this. Stable coins who are backing their dollar, they're using not high yield, but highly liquid U.S. T-bills, T-notes, and T-bonds. So if you take that away, and now every stable coin is in the euro, it's not only going to negatively affect the treasury securities, it's going to positively affect other countries like, in Europe, and let's say they do the Japanese yen in Japan. So I just don't get, like, you figure especially with Janet Yellen coming out and saying, we're worried about the liquidity, and you guys are working to drive that liquidity away from the markets. $70 billion is a lot of money.
All right,
it's a lot of money.
All right. First of all, this is nothing but CZ losing his USD stablecoin and be like, well, we're going to go elsewhere, and so is the market. Here's the thing. Everybody uses a dollar. Bitcoin is priced in dollars. You go overseas, everyone's talking about, the price of Bitcoin. It's in dollars. Everyone uses dollars. It's the standard. It ain't going to change no time freaking soon. And if it does change, it'll be 20 years from now. And so this dude is delusional. I'm sorry. He's just upset. He's like a little kid that got his candy taken away. He's upset that his BUSD is gone, right? Or essentially it's in the process of being removed. It's being a process of being shunned and removed from the system. And so he's like, well, we'll just use the euro. Watch, it's gonna be top dog. Nobody buys Bitcoin in euros. Not even the Europeans buy it in euros. And nobody buys crypto in other currencies. Everything is priced in dollars. It's just the way it is. And you could say the same thing about the global market trading. You know what? Sure, they're trying to replace the dollar. They got the BRICS and all this other stuff. Like, sure, good attempt. Have at it. It's a discussion that's been going on for 30 years. They've made no headway. Everything is priced in dollars. Go to any country abroad, you come out with a freaking paper dollar, you can pay for it. Go to Israel, you can pay for whatever you want in dollars. Mexico, you can spend in dollars. Like, everyone takes dollars because everyone wants it. And when you got crypto, you want liquidity. You're not going to go trade You're not going to go trade Bitcoin / peso. It's not going to happen. You're going to go, there's not going to be enough liquidity in there. You're going to go
do Bitcoin / euro.
Yeah, well, maybe Bitcoin, but then as you go further down the list, imagine, all right, say you want to go buy some Mina Protocol. How deep is the order books on USDT? Sure. Now, how deep is the order books for Mina and the other pairs for foreign currencies?
That's my point. If this continues, this stable.
That's my point.
If this continues, it's going to go away from
It's not going to. You have CZ, who is just a man scorned.
Bro, they are trying to label stablecoins. They're trying to label stablecoins as securities. How is that not an attack on the market?
Stablecoins ain't going nowhere. You know
I'm
what?
not saying they're going anywhere, but they might go away from US dollar denominated stablecoins.
As long as stablecoins are out here in some form, whether it's a CBDC, whether it's Circle, whether it's Tether, if a stablecoin is available, Bitcoin and other cryptos will be priced in that for the next 10 years. And it doesn't matter what the hell happens.
But will those stable coins be US dollars or will they be euros or Japanese yen?
This is what I'm saying. They'll be dollars.
If they
you're saying the SEC is gonna destroy stable coins.
That's what they're trying to do.
No, they're trying to regulate it so
regulate
that way
it by labeling them securities. That makes a lot of sense.
They're not even securities.
Exactly.
No. Okay.
But the SEC is trying to say they are.
Okay. Do you know why? Okay. I understand that you say that these are not securities, but do you know what? Binance has dollar stable coins that they can print, right? And you can buy those and it goes straight to their pocket. It's not.
Yes.
They have a problem with
different.
That's a company raising capital by offering a stable coin.
I agree with you, but they went after a New York regulated company, Paxos.
They went after the Binance one, not Paxos.
Issued by Paxos. Not issued by Binance, issued by Paxos.
Why did they do that? Because Paxos is a US-based company. Binance is not.
Paxos is a NYDFS regulated bank.
Yes.
And they're going after them for issuing a stable
issuing
coin.
a token that is a security,
So
quote
you're
unquote.
saying the BUSD
Yes.
from Paxos was a security?
No, I'm talking about BUSD.
From
It doesn't
Paxos.
matter.
From Paxos.
It doesn't matter who printed it. It represents $1. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Whether Paxos printed it or not, is it still not a Binance dollar, right?
Robin, there's a reason why you have BUSD and then Binance pegged USD. They're two different because Paxos issues the real BUSD. Okay? The stable coin, the 1-to-1, they issue it, you mint and burn there. Not through Binance. Binance then takes that BUSD from Paxos and uses that as collateral to print the Binance pegged USD. To that, I have no issue with what we're saying. But when you're going after regulated banks for minting stable coins like Circle, like Tether, like Paxos, look, if that's not attack on stablecoins, I don't know what it is.
All I'm saying is that I don't think exchanges should have their own damn stablecoin anyways. Because it represents a conflict of interest. You bring in $10 million, you print 10 million, nobody's auditing this crap, and all you're doing is self-auditing and printing stuff out. And you have a company that is a US-based company printing somebody else's, quote, securities per Gary Gensler, which you can make an argument that it is. At least compared to something issued by Circle, where it's a little bit more transparent. I don't know what the hell. I don't know if it's 1-to-1. Now, I get it. It seems pretty transparent from the Paxos side, so it's kind of upsetting that they're cutting that off. But I feel like they're trying to go after Binance's stablecoin because they don't want someone issuing out their own stablecoin without having any kind of audit or accountability.
But they do, Robin. They do. Paxos has.
I'm talking about Binance. Stop talking about Paxos.
But the issue is Paxos. That's who got the Wells notice. That's who's being sued. It's Paxos.
What I'm saying is that how the SEC cannot regulate BUSD from Binance. Is that not correct? Because they're not a US based company, right? They cannot regulate the BUSD that Binance issues, correct? I'm just asking a question. Am I right or am I right?
They cannot regulate if BUSD is sold and bought on the US markets. Yes, they can.
They can regulate if it's sold
That's
and
what they're
bought.
doing.
If they can regulate if it's bought and sold on US markets, they regulate the exchanges or the people that offer it because they're offering a security. And so if they deem BUSD a security, which it seems that's their thing, if they deem it a security and the company that owns it is offshore, they can't touch them. And so they say, okay, we don't want it in our ecosystem. We don't want it in our market. We don't want it trading. Here's a US company that is printing it. And so they say, stop printing a foreign security. That's what they're saying. And that's all I'm getting at, bro, is that they deem an exchange token issued by an exchange that isn't audited, that's supposed to represent a dollar. They're like, hey, man, we don't know what the hell's representing it. We don't know what the audit is. Even Binance is hella sketchy on their backing. And so
we're talking about two different things here, though. I agree with you. Here's where I agree with you. I think it's sketchy, and I think it's against conflict, or it's conflict of interest for an exchange to mint their own stablecoin. I agree 100%. But the issue here is they didn't go after the Binance Peg USD, right? They went after...
That's because it's not a U.S. company. It's not under their jurisdiction.
It's not about being a U.S. company.
Then how do you stop
Paxos is a
it?
U.S. company.
Yes.
It's right, and they went after Paxos that said stop minting these.
They went after BUSD from Paxos. So they didn't go after Paxos.
And they're labeling BUSD a security.
Yes. And because Binance Binance is not a US company, so they're not talking about that. So they're like, hey, you're trading a security. They have determined that BUSD is a security. However, it's not traded here in the US. And so
you're wrong.
Okay.
BUSD is not a security. BUSD
in the eyes of the SEC, they say so.
Then all stablecoins are securities.
No.
Then USDC is a security. Okay, so what's the difference between BUSD from Paxos and USDC from...
Why do you keep bringing up Paxos?
Because that's the company they went after. It's like Coinbase is partnered with Circle.
They didn't
USDC.
But here's the thing. What you're not understanding is that they didn't go after Paxos. They told Paxos to stop printing BUSD.
Correct.
So Paxos still operates. Paxos still has their freaking stable coin. Paxos still runs. They just said stop selling BUSD. And the only reason they said that to Paxos is because Binance isn't a US company.
So you're saying they're not going to go after Circle because USDC and Coinbase is a US company.
Circle is not an exchange. Circle is a company that provides, Circle is a company that provides a stable coin and has assets backing it.
So did Paxos.
Paxos isn't an exchange either.
Exactly. That's my point.
But they're not going after Paxos. They're going after BUSD. They're saying, yo, and if Circle decided to print BUSD, they would say, Circle, stop printing BUSD. Whoever replace Paxos with any American-based company, you issue BUSD, they're going to go after them.
So you're drawing a difference between BUSD and USDC.
Yes, 100%. BUSD is a token that represents a dollar issued by an exchange that has no audit behind it. USDC is a stablecoin provider that has audited books that provides a one-to-one backing. And it's transparent. Now, it could be better, could be more transparent.
This is the last point I'll make before we move on, okay? This is an interesting conversation. And in the chat, let us know what you guys think. But if Paxos also has, they also
have their own stablecoin.
No. What's the word you use? Audit. They also audit. They have audits for every stablecoin they issue.
They
right?
do. And,
so they do.
And it doesn't change the fact that what they're minting isn't backed. I'm not saying that. But the representation, the BUSD, there is more BUSD. Paxos isn't the only one printing it. So is Binance. And yes, it's not issued by Paxos, it's issued by Binance themselves, but it still represents the same thing.
That's where the shady comes in.
And it represents the same thing. And they don't trust Binance. And you even said you don't fucking trust Binance. And their audits are crap. There's no transparency. And so I personally don't trust. I would never hold any amount of money in a BUSD. I wouldn't. And I think the American government sees that and there's no jurisdiction over it. And so they see an American-based company printing BUSD and they're like, yo, cut it out. We don't want that trash in our system.
Meek is saying this is pumping the price of Bitcoin. My biggest concern here is if they label, right, and we'll leave it at this, and we'll move on. If they label a stable coin, whether it's BUSD, USDC, GUSD, if it's issued and audited by a bank that's regulated by the New York Department of Financial Services, the hardest license to get in the US, and they label that token a security, what is that? How does that going to resonate throughout the rest of the markets? That is my biggest concern. I do agree with Robin. I don't think exchanges should be able to launch their own stable coins. It's a conflict of interest. They can print money out of thin air. And so to that, I agree.
And I'll just say that Paxos is trying to defend this. They're trying to defend themselves against the SEC because that's like their biggest revenue stream. They make tons of money off of it. And so you're basically, you're crippling Paxos by doing this. So I'm not saying that, Paxos, oh, hey, they don't care. And no, they do care. They don't want this to happen. And so they're going to fight tooth and nail for it. But at the end of the day, they're not going after Paxos. They're trying to go after that service because that service, they can't go after Binance because it's not in their jurisdiction. And
I want to know what the chat thinks. Are you guys Team David or Team Robin? If you're a member of this channel, use our emojis. If you're not, and you want to become a member of this channel, either make sure you're around because Jimmy always gives memberships, or sign up yourself and use your own money.
And we're getting closer to that 300 viewer mark. And if you guys don't know what the hell's going on here, me and David, we take different sides all the time. So that's what we do here. So just a little love to the chat. As I mentioned, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. We have a few new people. We have Sip Stream. We also have JP Trees, Guns and Loaded, Antisilical, and then Crypto Aspie, Big Dogs, Crypto, Daniel Seja, Vino Badi Patel. We got Jay Crypto Minded and Paul Okunu 7. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Let's get the likes going. Let's get this party started. If you haven't liked this video, why the hell not?
Good question.
Thank you.
Anthony Johnston said, you guys sound the same. You must be best friends. Actually, that couldn't be farther from the truth.
Yes.
All right.
Very far.
Let's move on to another one of our favorite politicians, and that is Miss Elizabeth Warren. So she pledges, okay, and this is bad news, guys. This is from the block. She pledges to reintroduce her crypto AML bill, anti-money laundering. And let me just tell you this. Anytime you hear the word anti-money laundering thrown around, immediately think of KYC. That's what they want. Anti-money laundering, KYC. Just link those two words together until the end of time. All right? So going into the article and what it says, Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Democrat from Massachusetts, says she plans to reintroduce legislation with Senator Roger Marshall that would extend anti-money laundering laws to a broad array of the crypto ecosystem. You guys remember, there was a law they were trying to pass to KYC everyone, wallet providers, DeFi wallets, decentralized protocols. And so it sounds like this is making it their way back. That would include digital asset wallet providers, miners, validators, and other blockchain network participants. This is a quote from Senator Warren. She said, quote, Senator Roger Marshall and I are reintroducing our anti-money laundering, aka KYC bill, to clamp down on crypto crime and give regulators the tools they need to stop the flow of crypto to drug traffickers in places like North Korea. So we're still on this drug trafficking thing, huh? She continues, just in 1 year, crypto was the payment method of choice for international drug traffickers, I can argue that cash was the payment of choice for drug traffickers who raked in over $1 billion through crypto. North Korean hackers who stole $1.7 billion in funding that outfitted their nuclear program, and ransomware attackers who took in almost $500 million. And Daniel Ceja said, Elizabeth Warren likes to soak in hot dog water. Hot dog water is nasty. I'm sorry. I had a dare to drink a hot dog water, and it was the most disgusting thing.
Like, why would you take a piece of meat and boil it? That's my first question. It doesn't matter if it's encased in hot dog skin or whatever the hell. Like
hot dog skin.
Yeah, because it's not like a true like sausage casing, which would be intestines. But anyways,
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell is the casing for a hot dog made out of. Anyways, I don't even want to know.
No.
But yeah, hot dog water. Stop boiling your meats. That's nasty. Put it on the grill, put it in the frying pan, put it in the oven. Do one of the three.
Now let's get back to what we're talking about here, which is not hot dog water or.
You know what's even better than hot dog water? Is salmon. You like salmon?
I love. Actually, I'm okay with salmon.
How does this piece of salmon look?
It's not salmon.
Plastic.
I think it's
It's
cake.
plant-based salmon. Looks and tastes just like the real thing. So,
Stop.
Why you do that to me? Why?
If you are vegetarian and you'd like a salmon,
What the fuck?
you can now get something processed so much that where am I going? Yeah, you get something that has been so overly processed that now it tastes fishy.
That's so bad.
You know, I never say anything. Okay, I don't interact much. But that okay, that's like for me.
Put a one in the chat. Hold on. Put a one in the chat if you would eat this plant-based salmon. Put a 2 in the chat if you throw up on yourself.
If you're vegetarian, you don't need salmon. That's it. Period. You don't need a fake salmon. You need a grass. You need a carrot. Why you want a salmon?
Grass, carrot.
Why you want a salmon? That is not a salmon. It's not your thing. Don't do it. That's it. Yeah. You don't need a fake salmon.
Wise words from a decent man.
I'm sorry, but that pissed me off.
That pissed him.
Yeah,
These are the things that piss off Rocco.
It's plant-based salmon.
We now know what gets under his skin.
Have you ever had vegan chorizo with Rocco?
What the hell is that?
Oh my God. All right. I don't even know what we're talking about.
It's about Warren.
This new bill, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you remember anything I said?
No. I know she's reproposing the bill for
KYC bill. They're going to try to KYC everyone and their mothers.
It's not going to pass. Nobody likes her. She has no friends in Congress.
Well, I feel like she's been in office for such a long time. I think it's time for you to enjoy time with your family, your grandkids. You know, go out and do some things you'd like to do. Go to some Celtics games. Go catch a Red Sox game. You've served this country enough, Elizabeth, and we appreciate you. But I think it's time that we bring someone new in. Someone new who, can relate to us a little more, the next generation rising. And so the baby boomers are retiring, and we feel like you should as well. So, Elizabeth, we release you from your duty. Thank you for everything you've done, and we look forward to not seeing you again.
Put it back in the museum.
All right. So keeping with the theme of the U.S.,
I think Elizabeth Warren looks like a fake salmon
eater,
beyond salmon, whatever the hell they were gonna call it. So
you think she's vegan or what?
I don't know, man. Wouldn't surprise me, man. Also, a little shout out with some new people in here. We have Stick, Lolo Bond, Isaiah, Anthony Johnson, Bitcoin Candy. We got Jerry with a G, DRL, and Kane Watson. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Oh, right, BTC is straight pumping, my dude. Let's take a break.
Damn. You know what that means? We're going to go late, right? It's something we do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Bitcoin pumps, the chat pumps.
What is it?
Are you guys excited?
Ooh.
Damn, we got them green candles, though.
Man.
Christmas is coming early. You don't got to go get that Yankee candle on Christmas. You can get it right now.
This right here, guys, the 3 white soldiers. This is a Japanese candlestick pattern.
Hit the like button for the Bitcoin rally. How you doing? 25K, here we come. Rocco, you know what time it is. It's bullhorn time.
Look at
You know Destroyer loves it when I do that.
Yeah, he does.
Just letting you
He's the
know.
only one that loves when you do that. We did get a sell signal on this this Lux Algo thing here. So, but
I like how you
knows,
said
man?
Lex Algo thing.
Well, it's an indicator. I'm gonna drop down to the 5 minute. Let's take a look at the 5 minutes. So yeah, this thing is just ripping. So 23.3. And so you know what's funny is we didn't get a chance to go over it, but the traditional markets they were down. The S&P was down. It just flipped to 0.11% in the green.
Yeah, Nasdaq's up 0.73. So
And there was an article I read. I'm not going to share it, but retail numbers came in, and they came in hotter than expected. And so consumer spending in the retail sector was up, and the market drew back because people are scared. People are spending money. Inflation's high. At some point, it's going to come to a screeching halt. And so the traditional market started retracing, and that's exactly when Bitcoin started pumping from 22.2 now to $23,200. And so, yeah, looks like, Robin, your left-handed cup and handle is playing out. Whatever that means.
that's right. I asked my wife the other day, so we were talking about, I think I was looking at a video, some Lambos crashing into each other. Anyways, I was like, hey, man.
What?
So anyways, yeah, there was, I was watching this video. So this guy was valeting a Lambo and crashed the Lambo into another Lambo. Double Lambo losses. Anyways, he mistaked the gas pedal for the brake. And I asked my lady, I was like, is there like a left-handed car where the gas pedal will be on the left? And she was like, left-handed, not left-footed. But then I told her, it was like, there's a lot of kickers, soccer players that shoot with their left. And yeah, maybe there's somewhere in this world that has the gas on the left. What do you think?
Well, we know Britain, they drive on the wrong side of the road in the UK or in London. So,
Oh, we got a super chat.
yeah, Jimmy. So I spoke with Jimmy. He said we have a credit because we rugged him on a club one day. So they said they had a credit with us, and he said he's consulted and they want to use their club credit today. Jimmy, you got it, bro. You got it. You redeemed your credit. You're good to go. But we will not open the club right now. We'll open it up shortly. All right. Let's get back to another legislation. Robin had a great analogy yesterday. What was your analogy? You have a leaking toilet spilling everywhere. You call the plumber and you ask him to fix the light fixture in your closet. Something like that.
Stop with
That's what you said.
your analogies are terrible, bro.
That's what you said.
You have to just repeat what he says.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
And what'd you say?
He didn't say that.
Yeah, come on.
Well, then what'd you say?
You know what I said?
What'd you say?
I said something.
Okay.
That's right.
He doesn't remember what he said. He said it's like your toilet overflowing and you got the plumber in the house and you ask him to fix the sink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what he
Nothing
said.
to do with the light bulb.
Yeah.
And the closet.
And so we're over here. Regulate. Give us some guidance on what tokens are securities and put some more oversight on these centralized entities.
Here
But
it
no.
is. If you're going to regulate the industry, why not start with the obvious problem where an exchange doesn't tell you what the hell they're doing with your crypto? Like, can we just start there, man? That's all it seems so logical. And that's like having your toilet is overflowing. There's water just pouring everywhere. And instead you're trying to fix the sink. You got the plumber in the house and you're like, hey man, you know what? Can you fix the sink? He's like, well, what about sink? And then you're like,
Sir,
all
if
right.
I don't fix...
He's like, and when you're done with the sink, can you work on the sprinklers outside? If you're gonna regulate.
Fix the sink, Gary.
That's right.
Well,
Guys, go watch our shorts, man. Our shorts don't get enough views. Thank you.
Senate Republican drafting proof of reserve legislation. A source from the block.com, Senator Thom. I don't get that name. Why put a H in there? Tom Tillis, Republican from North Carolina, is drafting legislation to require digital asset exchanges and custodians operating in the U.S. to provide an independently verified proof of reserves for their assets. I can get behind this. I'm in the lean regulatory regime camp here, said Thumb, who sits on the Senate Banking Committee, which I believe Elizabeth Warren sits on it as well. Companies would also be explicitly prohibited from commingling customer assets with company funds. Zero pushback from me there. Companies holding customer digital assets in the U.S. would be required to post independently audited proof of reserves on a quarterly basis, which is what Coinbase does, making them public through publication on the Treasury Department's website. Failure to submit these would lead to civil penalties, with fines increasing. And he hopes to introduce the bill over the next week or so. Robin, does this sound good to you? It sounds pretty good to me. Sounds pretty good to me, right?
Yeah.
Any issues with anything that I read, if you were paying attention?
I was paying attention and no. I think, okay, so obviously with the collapse of FTX, everyone's like, hey, where did the money go? What happened? And there was going to be an overreaction. And we've seen the overreaction from the SEC, right?
Yeah.
Now we got this third party thing. Sounds promising. Our chat doesn't like it, by the way, earlier. When we asked, if you would like the banks to custody crypto.
Said no?
Yeah, that was all twos. I think Rocco and Wheel and Deal and James Wheeler were the only people that put one in the chat. So, yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, I think this stuff is coming. And as it integrates with American markets, the American markets are going to want to regulate it more. So there you go.
But guys, what are your thoughts on that legislation? Do you have any issues requiring companies who hold our crypto and our money to not commingle their own funds with our funds, to have them provide proof of reserves, audited proofs every 3 months? I don't think we have any issue with that, do we? I don't. If you do, throw your concern in the chat. If you don't, put a 1.
And also, we got Jimmy dropped 10 gifted memberships. And so the hype man himself is out here throwing that cashola.
Jimmy, when are you coming out to Vegas, bro? Come hang out with us. We know Crypto Billy's coming next month, I believe. Jimmy, we need you. Come out here, bro.
And then to the new people, we got Haru, Crypto RN, E Senor, Teos, Joakim, Kiono Road de Neef, and Dabam. Hola! Well,
all right, let's talk about Siemens. Siemens announces issuance of first digital bond on Polygon. This is sourced from Crypto Slate. Siemens or Simons or however it's pronounced.
Is this article by CoinGape? No. Okay, never mind. Wrong publisher.
Wrong publisher. Got it. This is actually sourced from Crypto Slate.
Oh.
Slate.
Gotcha.
See, Rocco, where's it? Siemens, a Germany's third largest publicly traded company by market cap, has issued its first digital bond worth 60 million euros.
Dude, that's a big load, bro.
Rocco, you're dropping the ball here, bro. They've issued this $60 million bond on the Polygon blockchain. So it looks like it's a polygamous bond. But blockchain-based bonds, this is a terrible joke. It's a Wednesday here. Blockchain-based bonds are expected to reduce paperwork and enable direct reach to potential purchasers without the need.
Hey, let's do something.
I can't read this anymore.
It's okay. Let's stop. Let's do a few of these.
No, there's no point now. You don't do it. You don't retroactively do it.
No, those are credit for the future one you're going to say.
No,
yes, credits.
Yeah. Thanks for the credits, Rocco. All right, so pretty much they launched the bond on this company. So the blockchain bond, which CoinDesk reported has a maturity of 1 year, makes paper-based global certificates and central clearing unnecessary. What's more, the bond can be sold directly to investors without needing a bank to function as an intermediary. This is a quote from Peter Rathgeb. By moving away from paper and toward public blockchains for issuing securities, we can execute transactions significantly faster and more efficiently than when issuing bonds in the past. said Peter Rathgeb, who is the corporate treasurer at Siemens. So, Rob, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't know. My mind was elsewhere this whole way, bro. I got nothing. I don't even know what the article was about. Magic internet money has dropped to $6.66. Super chat. For the innuendos. There you go.
Yeah.
Pull yourself together, man.
Yeah. You know, we're all from the restaurant industry, and if there's an industry that's lewd as F, it's the restaurant industry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never worked in it, highly recommended. You built up a weird sense of humor there, but it's always fun. You know, we keep each other busy and fun jokes. All right, all jokes aside, we continue to see Polygon be chosen, and yeah, we're going to talk about Square Enix too, guys, here in a couple minutes. But Polygon continues to be picked by institutions, by governments, by large companies. Like, well, obviously it's not surprising. They're their own layer one. They're also layer two on the largest, most secure smart contract platform in our space, the one with the longest longevity. They got a solid team behind them. The tokenomics are great. Polygon has to be one of the next bull market winners, right? I mean, it's kind of, you talk about pulling that rubber band back, right? I feel like with every single news of a partnership and implementation of Polygon, that band keeps pulling back and back and back and back and back.
Well,
until eventually,
I don't know, man. There was a lot of buzz about Chainlink during the last bull run, and it never really took off compared to some of the other projects during the last bull run. And a lot of that came because of the pumps and the rallies came during the bear market. And I would be hesitant to assume that Polygon is, because Polygon's not even that far off of its all-time high, right?
no, it's a third of the way there.
That's what compared to the rest of the market. And so,
Is that your biggest issue?
yeah, I mean, here, take a look. So here's the Polygon chart. Vastly different than the rest of
Rob, let me ask you
crypto.
a question.
And so will it not rally as hard for that simple fact? Because I would rather, honestly, if I'm looking on a short-term investment, when I deem short-term 2 years, going into the next bull run, I think you're going to get substantially larger returns from other projects just because of where their price discount is now.
Let me ask you this question. If ETH is at $1 trillion market cap, where's Polygon? What market cap does Polygon have? If ETH is at $1 trillion,
The thing is they both feed off of each other.
okay, so
So they're vying for the same users. So I don't think they do help each other. Polygon helps Ethereum. I think Polygon takes.
remember,
Polygon
Polygon
helps
is also their own layer one.
They are, but they're dependent, and without Ethereum, there is no Polygon. And I don't know, man. I'm just saying that.
So
The
answer the
price-
question: if ETH is at $1 trillion market cap, where do you see Polygon?
I don't know. Let's see. What would that mean for?
So right now you're looking
So right
at
now, so a 5x. So that puts it at $8,000 roughly. So $8,000 Ethereum. So 5x Polygon.
You see an $8 to $10 Polygon?
I'd say a 7x, 8x. I'm telling you, I don't think it's going to rally as hard as some of the other projects.
I think Polygon closes that gap, and if ETH is at $1 trillion, I think Polygon can easily.
I think at the height that you're not going to time out, it'll be $7-8. That's my opinion.
I think Polygon can easily get to a $200 billion market cap.
So you think
If
you
ETH
think
is at
you think it's going to?
If ETH is at $1 trillion, Bitcoin's, let's just say at 1.8 to 2.5.
No.
I definitely think it can.
I mean,
look at
there's
the
a lot of partnerships. I get it. It's already in the top 10. It's already outperforming everything in the bear market. I don't think it's going to like collapse or take a step back. I just don't think it's going to rally as hard as some of these other projects. I think the next bull run is be the coming of Cardano. I think XRP will be done with the lawsuit. A lot of money is going to be there. And then, outside of that, I mean, who else is in front of it? It's going to flip Doge. I don't think Polygon is going to flip Cardano or XRP via post SEC lawsuit.
I think it can.
It can, but I don't think it is. You think that Polygon is going to outperform XRP with a lawsuit win?
I think potentially, yeah.
So XRP wins the lawsuit, banks start using it, and and you say Polygon's going to outperform? No, man. No way, dude.
Polygon's
if anything, XRP will flip Ethereum, bro.
You're crazy.
If they win the lawsuit and banks are using it, central banks are using it, private banks are using it, institutions are using it, RippleNet is running like it's supposed to. And I get it. They're behind with market adoption because of the SEC thing. So it's not like there's a million companies waiting on the sidelines to use it, but they'll be that much closer to getting to that. And I think that once this lawsuit's behind them, it's time to go, bro. It's time to go.
It is also time to go to the next article we have. And so sticking with Polygon, and then we'll get into some Chainlink news. But before,
Destroyer dropped a $1.99 super chat for Robin throwing up them bullhorns.
No, he said, hit us with the bullhorns one more time. Man, why are you sweating in your armpits, bro? Damn, you so... All right. So if you're a gamer, put a 1 in the chat. Robin, put a 1 in the chat. So we have some interesting news here. So we talk about these traditional gaming companies coming into blockchain, whether they're going to create a brand new game or whatever's going to happen. Well, Square Enix, which is the gaming studio behind Final Fantasy, is creating a game on Polygon. So this is sourced from The Block. So moving down here, Square Enix, the maker of Final Fantasy, is set to debut its blockchain game Symbiogenesis as it wades further into the Web3 waters. The game, built on Ethereum Layer 2 Polygon, will be a digital collectible art experience, according to a company release, with an evolving storyline set on a mysterious floating continent. Holding or trading digital collectibles will be key to advancing in the game. It will also offer players multiple endings, but only 3 players will get to play the final world mission. Symbiogenesis was designed from the ground up on the blockchain and is designed to provide an exceptional experience for both community building and trading. Rob, you bullish on this?
Interesting, man. Yes. So Square, big, they have a lot of different games in their studio. Not only Final Fantasy, that is their biggest one, but they are a huge AAA franchise and or studio with Final Fantasy being the biggest one. So, what are you laughing at?
The note.
I see it.
Yeah.
That's like a bunch of little teenagers.
That was Rocco. Yeah, okay. What? You wrote it. You want to share what you wrote, Rocco?
No, it wasn't.
Come on, share what you wrote.
I don't know what to do.
Don't sit there on your high horse and act like...
All right, guys.
Bullish, Final Fantasy, Square, blockchain. It's going to take over the world.
Wow, thank you for that, Robin. Appreciate it.
Are you going to take over Around the Blockchain?
I am. I will be on Around the Blockchain today at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to come in, support me and Sin City Crypto. Throw 1s in the chat. I'm going to be on fire today, bro. I'm going to be on fire. All right. Who here likes Chainlink? You like Chainlink? I like Chainlink. Well, Chainlink is pivoting. So not a Elrond pivot to Multiverse X, but a pivot in going to an AI coin. So this is sourced from CoinGape. Chainlink to pivot the AI token way, developers are hinting. Developers of the Ethereum-based blockchain network Chainlink appear to be in the race to associate the project with AI integration. Chainlink founder Sergey Nazarov revealed the team's plans to integrate the various AI-based use cases for the blockchain. Among the proposals is to initiate an AI-based fraud detection for cross-chain operations. Overall, the objective is to eventually find ways to build AI-based learning. Say tweet from Mr. Nazarov. Blockchains and AI have many points of intersection that can enhance both technologies. It's still a guess about how fast each will reach wider adoption and in what form they will all interact. However, it's encouraging to see both finding product to market fit at scale. Here, hence, a reasonable use of AI will give Chainlink a makeover of an AI token. So, Rob, what are your thoughts on this? So, I've
been saying it, bro. I'm like, blockchain and AI, it don't mix. It's like oil and vinegar. It's like, come on, man.
It don't mix.
Yeah, because you need a massive amount of data for these AI models. However, there's one spot that AI just naturally makes sense. It is with oracles because it provides data, and AI could draw from its learning algorithms and it's all of its data sets, and it can provide real data to smart contracts. And instead of relying on a single website, you can rely on a computer program that can essentially do the work for you and get multiple, because basically the more diversified you are in information, the more likely it is to be true. If you only use one or two sources, it can have one error can cause cascading problems. And so if you have an AI model that can draw from hundreds, thousands, or even millions of data points just through code, then hey, it's a win. And I'm telling you, I've been saying, I'm like, oracles and AI, they are meant to be, bro. Now, AI as a blockchain and these AI tokens, our
next video is on AI and crypto. So
now, there's going to be tons of volatility. People are trading it. There's going to be a big FOMO into AI tokens during the next bull run.
Well, just like yesterday, Elon tweeted a picture of his Shiba Inu dog, saying he's a new CEO of Twitter. Every single dog coin pumped. So
it would probably be a smart idea to identify the top AI coins now and in the coming months and put a position in on those for the next bull run, because those are going to probably outperform a lot of the rest of the market.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's the future, but if you would have asked me in 2019, hey, what are some things that could look out for? I'd be like, NFTs, metaverse. Like, those are the things that are trending. Those are the things that are going to rally. And whether or not you believe in NFTs, and you know me, I think metaverse on blockchain is stupid. I think NFTs being tracked, traced, and sold and bought on blockchains makes sense. But you don't need to build the whole damn game on blockchain. It doesn't make any sense.
You know what else makes sense? My friend Chunky Clips said, subbed, you guys are awesome. Well, we think you're awesome too. Thank you.
And
also,
to you, Clips, Retail Joe, Type CRO, Prez, B Smith, and J Crypto Minded, and Wise Tree, Sapin, whatever it is, $sign in the front. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Sapien with a $sign in the front. Also, Don Manning said, whenever I listen to a crypto stream where the streamers say pivot, my girlfriend hears it, she yells pivot in a manner from the Friends episode she loves. You know what he's talking about?
No idea.
When they were moving the couch upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
On the stairs. Pivot. That was pretty funny. All right, guys. Rob, should we open up the club? The community wants to cash in their credit.
I'm not in the club mood, but if you want to, go ahead.
Well, I'm definitely not in the club move.
You know what? We open up the club when we get to 300 people. We can lower the club tomorrow.
Are you saying we should rug our community again?
How about we go back to 275 tomorrow? We'll do that.
Jimmy's not going to be happy.
If you guys want to open up the club, better show up tomorrow with an extra iPad.
We'll do 250 tomorrow.
250. Okay.
250.
We got a guest tomorrow?
We do.
Who we got?
I believe we have one of my favorites. Yes, we have Scott Melker, the wolf of all
Oh.
streets.
Nice.
He's got some good takes, man. And I'm curious to get his take on this whole stablecoin thing, the Paxos thing. So tomorrow's going to be amazing.
He's one of my favorite guests.
He's awesome, man. He's really good. Guys, we are finito. Also, on the way out, Type Crow sent a $1.99 super chat. Didn't say anything, just wanted to send it out. So we appreciate
Cool.
all the
Sticker,
support, my friend.
super sticker.
Oh, super sticker. Cool super sticker. Guys, go follow us on social media. On Twitter, we are at Sin City Crypto 1. Also, we did launch our first video on our brand new channel, Bold Broadcasting, where you get Robin and David, but talking more broad topics. Yesterday, we covered Valentine's Day. We covered the Super Bowl, Rihanna, and we also covered aliens. So go subscribe. The link to that YouTube channel is in the description of the video. Also, if you need some clothes, some merchandise, go check out inandoutcrypto.com.
You need some clothes.
Some clothes.
You need some clothes.
Hey, what do you think? What do you think? One last thing. One last question.
Okay.
Express. You seen the store, the mall?
Mm.
They have a rent or a lease a closet out basically.
Mm.
So what do you
What?
think about that?
A
So
lease a
basically, you
closet.
pick like 12 shirts,
Uh-huh.
and when you're done, instead of cleaning it, you just put it back in an envelope and you mail it back. Kind of like Netflix original movies.
Nah.
You remember Netflix movies when you used to mail you the CDs?
Yeah.
Now they mail you shirts. And then you wear the shirt, and when you're done, instead of washing it, you just send it back.
Nah.
And then they send you a new dry clean shirt.
No.
They're not exactly
good,
new.
bro.
You wanna
So
do
many
that?
skin diseases and weird bodily fluids. Hell no.
It's washed though. It's laundered.
Yeah, what about underwear? Would you do underwear?
No.
Okay, then
Shirts
let's
and
say
pants,
it's clothing.
man. Shirts and pants.
What if I don't wear shirts and pants? All right, guys, let's just stop. Come support me on Around the Blockchain, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And everything else that we talk about, make sure to support this, that. Rocco!
What's going on? Yes.
Friends, family, friends, and family friends, we thank you guys so much for joining us on this amazing Wednesday. We hope you had a great time. We had a blast sharing our day with you. To all the new members, welcome. Make sure to subscribe, ping the notification bell. On behalf of myself, Robin, Rocco, we love you guys. Until tomorrow. Peace.